Welcome to SI Audiobooks. Please like and share for more content. Introduction to Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. About the book. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is a novel written by Lewis Carroll, real name Charles Dodgson, in 1865. It is a landmark in English literature, famous for its playful use of language, surreal imagery, and deep philosophical undertones. Originally told as a story to entertain a young girl named Alice Liddell, the book became one of the most beloved children's novels in history. Themes and interpretations. Despite its whimsical nature, the novel explores complex themes such as the absurdity of logic. The world Alice encounters is ruled by nonsense and contradictions. The loss of childhood innocence. Alice's journey symbolizes the transition from childhood to adulthood. Identity and growth. Alice constantly changes size, reflecting the confusion of self-identity. The fluidity of reality. Wonderland challenges conventional reality, reflecting dreams and imagination. Writing style and symbolism. Lewis Carroll, a mathematician and logician, infused the book with wordplay, riddles, and logic puzzles. Many of its characters, like the Mad Hatter and Cheshire Cat, have symbolic or satirical meanings. Detailed chapter-by-chapter summary and analysis. Chapter 1, Down the Rabbit Hole. Summary. Alice is sitting by a riverbank when she sees a white rabbit wearing a waistcoat and muttering, "Oh dear. Oh dear, I shall be late." Curious, she follows him and tumbles down a deep rabbit hole. As she falls, she notices bookshelves, cupboards, and maps. The descent feels dreamlike. She lands in a hallway with many locked doors. She finds a small key and a bottle labeled, "Drink Me," which shrinks her to the size of a doll. However, she realizes she left the key on a table she can no longer reach. She then finds a cake labeled, "Eat Me," and eats it. Analysis and notes. The rabbit hole is a metaphor. The fall symbolizes entering a world of the subconscious, like a dream or a descent into madness. Alice's curiosity, her impulsiveness and lack of hesitation reflect a child's innocent exploration. Size changes as a symbol. The changes in Alice's size represent the instability of identity and the confusion of growing up. Chapter 2, The Pool of Tears. Summary. Alice grows rapidly after eating the cake. Distressed, she cries, and her tears create a massive pool. She then shrinks again and finds herself swimming in it. She meets a talking mouse, who promises to help her reach the shore. Analysis and notes. Emotions affect reality. Alice's tears physically shape her world, showing how emotions influence perception. Communication barriers. Alice and the mouse struggle to understand each other, mirroring real-life misunderstandings. Chapter 3, A Caucus Race and a Long Tail. Summary. Alice, the mouse, and various animals swim to shore. To dry off, the dodo suggests a caucus race, where everyone runs in circles without rules, and all are declared winners. The mouse tells a story, a long tale, but is offended when Alice misinterprets it. Analysis and notes. Satire on politics. The caucus race mocks political processes, where effort often leads to no real results. Wordplay, a long tale, is visually written to resemble a tale, playing with the meaning of words. Chapter 4, The Rabbit Sends in a Little Bill. Summary. Alice meets the White Rabbit again, who mistakes her for his servant, Mary Ann. She enters his house, drinks another potion, and grows huge, getting stuck inside. The rabbit and other creatures try to remove her, but Alice escapes by eating a small cake. Analysis and notes. Loss of control. Alice's body constantly changes, symbolizing the unpredictability of adolescence. Mistaken identity. The rabbit mistaking Alice for a servant highlights issues of status and identity. Chapter 5, Advice from a Caterpillar. Summary. Alice meets a blue caterpillar sitting on a mushroom, smoking a hookah. He questions her identity, and she struggles to define herself. He advises her to eat from different sides of the mushroom to control her size. Analysis and notes. Identity crisis. Alice's inability to define herself mirrors the challenges of self-discovery. Philosophical dialogue. The caterpillar's cryptic speech challenges Alice's perception of reality. Chapter 6, Pig and Pepper. Summary. Alice visits a chaotic house where the Duchess mistreats her baby. The baby turns into a pig and runs away. She then meets the grinning Cheshire Cat, who gives her directions. Analysis and notes. Madness in society, the Duchess's behavior reflects absurd social norms. Cheshire Cat's philosophy, the cat suggests that madness is just a different perspective of reality. Chapter 7, A Mad Tea Party. Summary. Alice meets the Mad Hatter, March Hare, and Dormouse at a nonsensical tea party. They discuss riddles, paradoxes, and time. Alice eventually leaves in frustration. Analysis and notes. Critique of logic. The tea party highlights how strict logic can be meaningless. Time is an illusion. The Hatter suggests time is a person rather than a concept. Chapter 8, The Queen's Croquet Ground. Summary. Alice enters a garden and meets the Queen of Hearts, who constantly shouts, "Off with their heads." She plays croquet with live flamingos and hedgehogs. Analysis and notes. Authority and fear. The Queen represents tyrannical rule based on intimidation. The absurdity of rules. The game's chaos shows how rules can be arbitrary. Chapter 9, The Mock Turtle's Story. Summary. Alice meets the Mock Turtle and the Griffin, who are melancholic and nostalgic about their past. The Mock Turtle, despite being sad, tells absurd stories about his school days under a master named Tortoise because he taught us. They discuss strange subjects like reeling and writhing, instead of reading and writing, and laughing and grief, instead of geography. The Griffin suggests they teach Alice a dance called the Lobster Quadrille, a bizarre routine where lobsters are thrown into the sea. Analysis and notes. The Mock Turtle's name and meaning. The Mock Turtle is a joke on mock turtle soup, a dish made with veal instead of real turtle. His sadness is an ironic exaggeration. Parody of education. The absurd school subjects mock traditional education, suggesting that learning is often impractical or unnecessarily complicated. The Lobster Quadrille is nonsense ritual. The meaningless dance represents the way traditions persist even when they make no sense. Chapter 10, The Lobster Quadrille. Summary. The Griffin and the Mock Turtle perform the Lobster Quadrille, singing a song about sea creatures dancing. Alice, amused but confused, tries to follow along. The Mock Turtle then sings a parody song about a whiting, a type of fish, and a snail, filled with nonsensical advice. Eventually, Alice is called away to attend a trial. Analysis and notes. Dancing is a symbol of life's absurdity. The dance is a metaphor for life's routines, where people follow traditions without questioning them. Nonsense is critique. The songs and conversations reflect how societal norms can be arbitrary and silly. Chapter 11, Who Stole the Tarts? Summary. Alice arrives at a trial where the Knave of Hearts is accused of stealing the Queen's tarts. The King of Hearts acts as judge, and the jury consists of absurd characters, including creatures like the White Rabbit. The trial is chaotic, with ridiculous witnesses like the Mad Hatter, who is too nervous to answer questions properly. Alice finds the entire process illogical, but she remains silent. Analysis and notes. Satire of the legal system. The trial mocks real-world legal systems where verdicts are sometimes predetermined or nonsensical. The king's lack of authority. The king is supposed to be a figure of power but is portrayed as weak and clueless, symbolizing the absurdity of authority. The theme of meaningless rules. The trial follows bizarre logic, reflecting the randomness of rules in society. Chapter 12, Alice's Evidence. Summary. Alice is called as a witness. She grows larger again and begins arguing with the king and queen. When the queen orders her execution, Alice finally stands up for herself, realizing that Wonderland's characters are powerless. She declares that they are nothing but a pack of cards, at which point the entire scene collapses. Alice suddenly wakes up to find herself back in the real world, lying by the riverbank. She tells her sister about her dream before wandering home, leaving her sister to reflect on the strange but beautiful world of Wonderland. Analysis and notes. Alice's growth is symbolic maturity. As she physically grows larger, she also grows emotionally and intellectually, realizing Wonderland's absurdity. Rebellion against nonsense. Alice's refusal to be intimidated marks her transition from a passive child to a more assertive individual. The ending is a dream. The sudden return to reality raises the question, was Wonderland merely a dream, or does it represent a deeper truth about the mind and imagination? Final thoughts. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is not just a whimsical children's tale, it is a deep exploration of logic, identity, and the absurdities of human society. Each chapter is filled with hidden meanings, from political satire to existential philosophy. Thanks for listening SI Audiobooks.